Now, I know a lot of people who want to start podcasts think
Mhm.
about, oh, wait, it has to be perfect. I have to have this pristine mic. I have to have this high quality, what do you call it, video camera, all that kind of stuff before I even
Yeah.
get started. Now, looking back to your very first episode, what do you think about that very first episode? And what do you tell people who wants to start but believes it has to be perfect first?
Oh my God. If you believe that everything has to be perfect before you start something, you're never going to start. Let's just start there. I call it the spaghetti model. You just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall, something's going to stick eventually. You do have to have a tentative plan. Like you do have, oh, I need technology. I should have earphones. I should use a mic. I should use, such and such a platform. But there is no such thing as perfection. The beauty of life in general is the evolution of everything. Like I look back at all of, I call them missteps, but all of my less evolved versions of myself. And it's like face palm all the time. I'm like, what? Even paintings, early paintings. I'm like, what even was that? But it's a part of our growth. It's a part of our development. So my advice would be get yourself a good platform. We use Riverside FM. It's awesome. And Angela is amazing. She does all the editing and stuff like that. Again, find yourself a good partner too if you can. I do all the copy. I do everything, timestamps and all the copy, and then we bring it together and we present it to the world. But just enjoy yourselves. That's it.
Now you're working with a lot of people. You got the podcast going and you're sharing a lot of great information. People come up to me and say, hey, I have so many distractions in my life. I have so many of these things that's telling me not to do something. And you're able to help these people now find that root cause. And the root cause
Yeah.
is very, very important because once you,
Yeah.
if you ignore that root cause, then you kind of avoid, you just keep on putting band-aids on the problem. So, how would you find the root cause of a person's limiting beliefs or behaviors that's stopping them from getting where they want to go?
Oh, that's the answer is complex, and it really depends on the individual. And again, I mentioned Decoding the Woo Woo, which is the sequel to 10 Commandments for Personal Empowerment. And in 10 Commandments Personal Empowerment, I go through obviously 10 commandments, but within the book, I have a lot of like open-ended questions, a lot of opportunities for people to take a look at themselves. So my advice would be if somebody really wanted to really get to the core of what's making them stuck, that's a good resource. I'm not trying to hawk books. You could go to any resource, but the practice of asking yourself why in any situation. I mean, that's just the simplest way I could say. Ask yourself why. Why am I behaving this way? Why am I angry? Why is this bothering me? You can then expand to really understand that we're all mirrors for each other, and we're all one, and and this is a self-limiting belief because, and let's just put all that aside. Why am I doing this? What usually it stems back to fear. So if there's people that have all these ideas or they're like, yeah, it would be cool if, and then they say, and this is so common, well, I can't because. Like I had every reason why I couldn't leave my job. I was making six figures. I was going to leave for zero figures. And as soon as we decided to sell the house and we bought the new house, we sold our house, we bought the less expensive house in the woods. Um, my husband lost his job. The ink wasn't even dry.
Oh
And
man.
he lost his job. So we were both making six figures and then we were making zero figures. And check this out. So I was leaving my job in June 2017. We moved in December 2016. In January 2017, he loses his job. So now I have from January to June to decide. You asked me before, was there ever any point that, people tried to get you to stay? I could have stayed. I could have stayed because now we were making no money and I still didn't stay. So there's always an excuse. There's always a reason why we can't. Well, you have a husband and I don't. Well, I have two children and I need to, worry about but when you don't commit to yourself, there's always going to be you don't commit to yourself, you're never going to be anything to those around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what can people do? Just ask yourself why. Why is it that I'm not willing to take the leap? Am I not worthy of great success? Do I believe that I need to sacrifice myself for others? Where does that come from? Oh, when I was 7. If you really take the time in quiet without distractions, because we distract ourselves from having to look at that. There's so much. I could hear myself going off, but we could do a whole show on this another day. But just look at yourself. Take
I'm sure we can.